Hello, and on today's show, Rogue One's trailer looks awesome.
Space rockets are more efficient than ever.
Little droid, big emotion.
And you never carry two snakes to the same location.
This is episode 18 of the Geek 30 Happy Hour. Welcome back to another episode of the Geek 30 Happy Hour, where we drink a toast to all the geeky things we're passionate about. Today is April 10th, 2016. My name is Alex, and here's Jojo.
Hello! How are you doing today, Alex?
I'm good, my friend. How are you today?
I'm doing great.
Man, we've been a busy couple of dudes today, I think.
Yeah, it's been, well, I can't complain. A lot of great beer.
Yeah, we've been drinking a lot of great beer. Before we get into that, guys, I want to remind our audience to give us a 5-star rating on iTunes. You know, like our Facebook page. Stay up to date on all the awesome things going on in the Geek 30 world. For those of you who may be on Android or whatever, we have Stitcher and
Satchel, and
lots of different ways for you to listen to the show. Definitely stay tuned in. We got a lot of awesome stuff coming up. But to Jojo's point, we just spent an awesome afternoon over at Tin Cannon Brewery
in Gainesville,
just right down the road. And had some awesome beers. We're looking forward to doing some awesome partnerships with those guys moving forward with some really good beers that we tried over there.
I loved everything in that flight and then some. So
yeah, can't wait to share it with you guys.
Super drinkable. It was awesome.
Yeah, so it's been a busy day. We've drinking some beer. We're about to drink some more beer. But before we talk about what we're going to be drinking today, Jojo, what's going on in your world?
Not a whole lot. I needed to drop a Nap Army reference there because...
Yeah, what's up with... Okay. What was that? What was that intro?
So, Brett and Bill were talking about I think it was in California, where a gentleman brought in a snake and people got pissed off about him bringing a snake into a restaurant. And so he went out to his car and brought a bigger snake in.
Why did he bring a snake into a restaurant?
I don't know.
I haven't caught up with that episode yet. I'll have to listen to it.
It must be California or something like that. And so we were talking at the get-together with everybody.
Yeah.
And they were going to drop a thing, because I have a bad habit of not to bring up Puerto Rico, and so they made a joke about that. And so I figured I'm going to give them their 2 cents with and you never carry two snakes to the same location.
That's pretty good. I'll have to catch up. I haven't caught up on their latest episodes yet. We're talking about Not Another Podcast.
Yes,
question mark?
With a question mark. Shut it down.
Yeah, that's our friend Bill McKenna over there, and his co-host Brett. They put on a really great show. Check them out. You can find them on all the major podcatchers out there. Bill was a guest on our show. I'm going to be doing more stuff with those guys as well. And also, just another note to the Geek 30 audience, my band Little League Champs is going to be playing May 27th at Roadside Grill in the courthouse area here in the DC area. If you're from this area and you want to come hang out with Jojo and me,
I'll be there.
Yeah, we'll be there. Come have a drink with us. Watch me and my band play.
May the 27th be with you.
We've got a major Star Wars theme going on today.
What? No, we don't. Yeah,
you'll
we do.
See.
Yeah,
you'll see.
We kind of do.
But yeah, so our band, Little League. Well, my band, not our band. You're not part of it.
I'll be in there. I'll play the kazoo or the triangle or something. I'll get some maracas or something.
That's cute. Our band has the name Little League Champs because we dress up in our old Little League shirts, like our old like our shirts still fit us. They're like real tight on us now.
Well, it must be nice to be the same size as you were.
You know,
I've expanded.
We're not quite the same. They're pretty small.
My Little League stuff doesn't fit me anymore.
It's pretty funny. I mean, we show up in. I actually wear my brother-in-law is like 6'5" or something.
Yeah,
and he's been like 6'5" since he was like 12. So I'm borrowing Ken's old Little League shirt, and it fits me perfectly.
Right now,
it's really funny.
His elementary stuff is fitting you now as a full-grown adult.
Yeah, so if you show up for this show, guys, wear some kind of baseball uniform, something kind of fun, sporty. Everybody kind of shows up there, and we play all
Just
of the.
leave the lawsuits out of it.
Yeah, we play.
Cease and desist. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we play all sorts of music, 80s, 90s, and today's music. It would be fun. Yeah, it would be fun to have you out there.
And they do some mashups too, which are awesome.
Yeah, lots of mashups. We get a lot of compliments on our mashups. So hope to see you guys. If you guys want to catch me during a break and say you're part of the Geek 30 audience and say hi, I would love to talk to you. Feel free to come up. I don't bite too hard. Do I bite too hard?
No, not too hard.
Not too. Deanna, do I bite too hard? No, that's pretty inappropriate.
That just took a complete different connotation.
Different connotation.
Don't answer that, Deanna.
Sorry.
I'm just gonna keep drinking my beer.
Yeah, let's talk about this beer that we're drinking. What do you say?
That sounds like a great idea.
Oh, hello, Geek 30. It's beer time.
Today's beer is brought to you by Beer Goggles, because you didn't spend $400 on a great pair of glasses.
What?
What? No, that's never happened to me before.
No?
That might have happened to me before. I got some stories.
Okay.
There was an old...
Should you tell it?
You know what? I want to move forward in my life. That is an old,
All right, is it worth
hey,
telling
Alex,
on the show?
how are you doing today?
Is it worth...
No.
Oh.
Maybe. I don't know. That's a different story for a different time.
Okay, all right. So we're going to move along since Jojo is
I spent a lot of money for my glasses, and then beer messes them up.
Okay, all right. Well, we get a little...
Things weren't quite in focus with, they looked good at the time. It looked great.
Jojo, we got a little glimpse into Jojo's life. Cool. I'm glad to be married.
Bruno Mars, I'll jump on a grenade for you.
Sounds like you're jumping on some hell of a grenade. So today we're drinking, actually, it's funny. I went because we had a listener, Jeff, recommend a beer from Southern Tier.
Yes.
Their Eurotrash pills.
Which we couldn't find.
We couldn't find it.
We tried.
Yeah. Like, I went to Total Wine over here. Jojo and I, right before the show, went over there.
More than one.
And couldn't find it.
Right.
But we found this other Southern Tier beer. It is their 2X Presso.
Ah, I see what you did.
See,
I see what they did.
2X.
2X Presso. Okay.
2X.
2X.
And then the word
Presso.
Yeah. So I saw this and I can't really turn down like a coffee stout. And this is actually a milk stout with coffee in it.
Right.
And lemon. A little bit of lemon.
There's a little hint of the citrus in there as well.
Yeah. So according to their website, it says, espresso is a drink that is not for the faint of heart. Pulling a perfect shot is as much a science as it is an art form. Come to think of it, the same can be said for brewing beer. Of course, both coffee and beer have certain, shall we say, uplifting qualities. Combine the two is a natural progression. All right, it says our 2X stout is considered by many to be perfect milk stout. We started with that in mind and added espresso beans and lemon peels for a true Italian style pick-me-up. The result is a stout so black, so rich, so creamy, it'd be at home in a cafe along a cobblestone street in some neighborhood in Rome. Yet it's beer.
What? It's beer?
It's beer.
No!
It's
beer.
It's beer. So, cheers.
Cheers.
Jojo.
Salud.
All right, so what's your thoughts?
So I do love the flavor and the texture. It's very crisp on this one, but I feel like what they've done, espresso is very bitter.
Yeah.
And I think they've used the hops to mimic that bitterness, not so much coffee beans.
Yep.
In this case scenario. So you have a little bit of a floral aftertaste to it. It works. It's not quite espresso. The espresso you taste is on the tongue is when you initially drink it, but everything finishes off more like an IPA.
Yeah, it totally does. It's actually, the base is a milk stout.
Right.
So it's kind of creamy at first. So it's like the experience is it's creamy and then coffee and then hops.
Exactly.
Right? Would you agree?
I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah, so I think it's good.
It's very good.
It's not the best coffee stout or I guess milk stout with coffee I've ever had.
But I feel like they should have used less hops and more coffee in that case scenario because they're using the hops for the bitterness. You can see where they're trying to use the bitterness there.
Yeah. Yeah, whoops. Sorry.
Alex forgot to turn off his.
I forgot to turn off my my
sounds.
sound. Deanna was texting me.
So she was responding to your inappropriate comment earlier.
No, Deanna, not now. I'm recording a podcast.
Oh, now it matters, right?
Yeah. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
Jeez. So great. It's a good beer. I wouldn't say it's the best beer. If you guys like coffee flavors, it's worth trying. I would definitely recommend it.
If you're an IPA person as well.
Yes,
because this definitely has that hot finish.
Yep. For me, I'm a little biased. I'm not the biggest fan of IPAs. There are very certain IPAs that we've had on the show that I absolutely love.
Right.
There are other IPAs out there that I'm not the biggest fan of.
Right.
So I would, but I would still recommend it. It's worth trying for sure.
It doesn't kill you with hops. It does not.
And I would say though, I would drink this again.
Right.
For
definitely.
sure.
Me too.
For sure. I would drink this
even
again.
within the show, I might have to open up another one.
Oh, we're definitely drinking another one. Oh my God, are you kidding?
At that point. But I mean, great coffee milk stout.
Yep.
But definitely a hoppy finish on there.
Yep. So I'll provide a link in the show notes if you guys would like to try this drink along with us. Definitely encourage it. Let us know what you think. Geek30 podcast at gmail.com.
And 30 is spelled out.
Yeah, the word 30 is spelled out. So
is Geek and also podcast and Gmail.
Because those are words.
And those are words.
Those are words.
That's how English works.
Well, we've got a lot of Star Wars in the news today, Jojo. So what do you say we get into it?
I would love to get into some Star Wars news.
All right, here's the news.
Geek 30 News.
So Jojo, how about that Rogue One trailer?
Oh my God.
I'm flailing my hands. So exciting.
I'm just completely white girling right now. Give me a glass of wine and a pair of Uggs.
All of a sudden you have like yoga pants on and Uggs, and
it's Han Solo season.
There's a pumpkin spice latte in your hand.
Maybe. I'm not gonna say no.
So we're lucky enough to live in an age where we're gonna have a Star Wars movie out
almost every year.
Every year.
Yeah.
No, it really is. It's gonna be every year. We're gonna see
if they don't delay things. They've already delayed episode 8. So
yeah, but it's still going to be the same year.
The same year, but yeah.
Okay, so we saw episode 7, which I got on Blu-ray, and it's fantastic.
We all got on Blu-ray.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
Okay.
There might be like 8 copies of Star Wars in this residence right now.
Probably.
Deanna bought a copy. You bought a copy. I bought a copy.
Yeah.
Or 2 or 8. I don't know.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. What's the minor details?
So episode 7 came out.
Yes.
Now we're dealing with Rogue One this year.
Right.
Next year is episode 8. Year after that is Boba Fett. Year after that is episode 9. Year after that is
Han Solo.
Wait, no, Han Solo and then Boba Fett.
Young Han Solo and then Boba Fett.
Yeah, Boba Fett after episode 9, and then potentially an Obi-Wan trilogy.
That would be awesome.
That's kind of what they're talking about. So before we get too far ahead of ourselves, people,
let's not marvel this.
no, we're not gonna set ourselves up for that. Let's take it a step back and talk about this Rogue One trailer.
Definitely.
So, Jojo, what was your thoughts on the trailer?
There weren't enough Bothans in a damn trailer.
Yeah. Supposedly, a lot of Bothans died for these plans. I feel like they should have given some kind of respectful,
right?
I don't know, mention to them.
Maybe at some point they show up, but I feel like they've kind of cut them out completely. That's my only gripe because everything else looks beautiful.
You never know. I mean, who knows?
Right.
They're probably they probably play some kind of role in it.
Definitely.
But taking a step back, like, dude. How true to episode 4 did that look?
Well, no, because it's not even that it looked true. It looked like it was about to start episode 4.
Yeah, it totally did.
It wasn't even like a prequel. It wasn't like they were gearing up for episode 4. It looked seamlessly like it's going to go into episode 4.
It just looked like the first 2 hours to episode 4. Almost.
Same costumes, the same droids, the same helmets, the same stormtroopers, and a couple of like off stormtroopers,
the same sets, everything.
Exactly, the same feel about a lot of things.
Oh man, that made me so happy when I saw the original stormtrooper outfits. Jeez, armor. Yeah, armor. Sorry, everybody.
Can you call it armor considering what Chewbacca did to theirs in episode 7?
That's true.
That crossbow, though.
Yeah, that cross. Yeah. It made me so happy.
Right.
It made me so happy.
It was nostalgic. It was like that late 70s, early 80s feel.
And Mon Mothma looked great. And
not just great, she looked damn near identical.
It's... I can't... Dude, I have zero gripes about this trailer. Do you have any gripes?
My only gripes is there weren't more Bothans in it.
Okay. It's
I mean,
a
an
trailer.
asshole. Yes.
So we'll wait to see the Bothans in the actual movie. But dude, like, I mean, the whole cast is spot on. The girl who they got to play the lead role, is a fantastic actress. She was in The Theory of Everything.
Right.
Great movie.
Right. About
the story of Stephen Hawking.
Right.
I
she
recommend.
emotes well, not only verbally, but physically. She emotes very well.
Oh yeah. I recommend people watch that movie. By the way, if you haven't, it's brilliant. But when I saw her in that, I immediately fell in love. I was like, she's great. And when I didn't really put two and two together, I was like, oh my god, she's in this movie. I forgot.
Right.
I forgot. It's great.
Well, it's fantastic because some people I don't know why Gary Oldman. Bill Pullman. I don't know where Bill Pullman.
What?
Gary Oldman. Never mind. Okay, I'm gonna scratch that. People like Gary Oldman completely blend into their movies.
Yeah.
So the Bill Pullman. God damn it.
Okay.
The Gary Oldman that you see in Leon the Professional is not the same Gary Oldman you see in The Fifth Element or in Harry Potter or in Batman. So it's insane. He just completely blends in, and that's when I feel like this is gonna bring this character to Jin, is a girl who is so great in acting that you won't see her for her actor, you'll see her for her character. Yeah,
totally. And she's got a great cast of people alongside of her.
Right. Forrest Whitaker. Are you serious?
Jesus, dude.
It's about damn time he's in Star Wars.
Oh my god. You talk about, he looks really cool. And
very good.
So, Jojo and I found a really cool article on Nerdist that breaks down the trailer kind of piece by piece. Right. And they point out a lot of interesting stuff that maybe you don't kind of catch, various details that kind of helps answer certain details, about lots of details.
Even if I watched 100 times, excuse me, that's the beer talking. The details they were pulling out of the trailer, where I was like, I did not catch that even in my peripheral vision.
Like Forrest Whitaker, his respirator,
right? Exactly. Yeah. Or the cane that he was using to walk,
right? And
or the R4 unit that was in the background.
Wait, what's his name? The martial art actor.
Oh, Donnie Yen.
What?
Bill Pullman.
Donnie Yen. Yen, whatever.
You're thinking about your brother-in-law, who's 8'4".
Yeah. So, he looked brilliant in it too. You talk about a great choreographer of martial arts.
Not only a martial artist, but a choreographer. So he knows both the martial art and how to make it look good on film.
Very realistic,
real world.
That guy got hit. You know what I mean? You're looking at it that guy got hurt.
Right.
That's what I at least take away from watching whatever he does. So I'm so happy about this because, as everybody knows here, I'm a big fat Star Wars nerd, and to see them kind of making a story outside of the episodic films, that looks like it's going to live up to the hype of just general Star Wars, it's really great.
It's a prequel without Jar Jar. So,
all right, listen. We all know Jar Jar was actually a Sith Lord. Okay, our friend,
obviously,
our friend Nathan, who wrote in, proved that.
That's the only way it makes sense, because what the hell, Count Dooku? What the?
All right, we all know he's a Sith Lord.
Right?
Okay,
Hawkeye.
So I would love to hear everybody's thoughts on this. Shoot us an email, geek30podcast@gmail.com, if you'd love to chime in, or let us know your thoughts on it. We'd love to hear from you.
And we do love Star Trek, but it's not Star Wars. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Especially Stacy, who I mentioned before, is a big Star Trek nerd who listens to our show.
And we love her, and she's awesome.
She's great.
It's not Star Wars. It's not Star Wars.
I love me some Star Trek.
Yeah, I love me some Star Trek too. It's not Star Wars.
Yeah. So next up in the news is kind of some cool news around SpaceX and their rocket program. SpaceX successfully lands its rocket on a floating drone ship for the first time. This is out in the middle of the ocean.
So I like to bring back the fact when they put the Martian. Oh, what was that? So it was effectively the size of a Mini Cooper. Was it the rover? It wasn't the rover, was it? The last one they put on Mars?
I don't remember. Yeah, well, was it that big?
It was almost the size of a Mini Cooper, yeah.
Okay, I'm sure. So I didn't think it was that big.
Right, and the issue was that Mars had enough of a an atmosphere to make an issue. And so there was a lot of things, and I followed it closely, and it was awesome making it land and whatnot.
Yeah.
And this reminds me a lot of that, because there's so many different things going on simultaneously, like atmospheric pressure and winds, and it's in the middle of the ocean, and the boat itself is moving.
Right.
And they managed to land a rocket on a small freaking target, considering what the size of the rocket is.
Oh yeah, dude, this thing's tiny.
Right.
And the cool thing about this, and we found actually a really cool article on The Verge that it shows a video of kind of their different plans on how to launch these rockets and land these rockets. Basically, these rockets go up into the atmosphere, launch off whatever really needs to be launched off into space,
Right.
and then
if
lands.
it's for ISS, for the International Space Station that's hovering around Earth, or it's going to be given a payload to Mars potentially later, whatever it needs to do, it will give that payload and then come back. And so they're talking about the different amounts of fuel it needs. If it's a heavier payload, they need to burn more fuel earlier and then have to consume fuel later on, or conserve fuel later on. And so that depends on whether or not they can do a actual landing, which is kind of weird to say, land landing, or a water landing.
Yeah. So the cool thing about this water landing is that it's actually easier on the rocket.
It is. It conserves fuel.
Right. So the idea is that this platform that's in the water can compensate for how the rocket is dropping. It can almost catch the rocket instead of the rocket having to move onto whatever water platform is just stagnant in the middle of the ocean. Instead, it says, okay, I'm going to land here in the water, and then 500 feet away or whatever.
Right.
I'm
and
exaggerating.
That's all math and science that they can do in real time.
Yeah.
With their equipment, so they can calculate that. So if I need to land something in Houston's always going to move depending on where the Earth is.
Yeah.
With the ocean, Atlantic, Pacific, Indian, whatever, I can move that target around to catch that rocket.
Yeah. So that's really neat. It allows flexibility, and it's they said it's going to conserve fuel on these rockets by like 30%. Isn't that what they said? Was it fuel on the rockets?
It was fuel, because a lot of them, because they're delivering payloads, supplies, oxygen, a bunch of stuff to again, the ISS or Mars. They have to burn a lot of fuel up front, so they want to conserve that on the back end.
Yeah, golly, man,
on the return mission,
the freaking future, dude.
Well, it's crazy that it's all SpaceX is all commercial. It's not government. It's not NASA. I would love for NASA to do more stuff, and they are. I just feel like they're being kind of throttled their funds a lot, so they're kind of being choked in that aspect. And so a lot of great people with a lot of money are putting money into SpaceX to make sure that science keeps going forward.
Yep. Yeah, and that's the nice thing when you commercialize a lot of this sort of stuff. It's almost like the red tape goes away.
Right, exactly.
Isn't that funny?
Right.
I mean, you're talking about something like space exploration. Like, you would think that the government would be all over this.
Right.
Like, let's go turn into Star Trek and go freaking check out all these distant stars, and like let's explore. What's the tagline again for Star Trek? What do they say?
The Final Frontier.
The final what?
Final Frontier.
Frontier.
Yeah, I said Frontier. Did I say Frontier?
Frontier.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. A little slur. Yeah, there you go. So, to me, it's like, government, get all over that, man. Like, let's be awesome about it.
Not to make a story long, but they've got other issues they need to worry about.
Well, okay.
And most of them are not issues with the people, as issues with themselves.
Yeah. The fact that we live here in the DC area, we get
local
that firsthand.
news is national news.
Yeah. So that right. Sorry, everybody.
Right.
Sorry,
Their
everybody.
arguments themselves. They can't decide whether or not a chicken should be cooked or not at this point. So
it's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
It's ridiculous.
But still, the fact that we're making these sort of strides as the human race,
right?
God, I mean, it's freaking cool, man.
But it kind of bleeds over into other things, like Tesla bringing out their Model 3 late next year, being able to completely go away with gasoline in a car, because obviously fuels are depleting, and it's things that we're able to do because of things like NASA, and they've discovered things in space, and they've done different science experiments, and they've done stuff that they pioneered to go into space, and now that's actually real world applications.
So what you're saying is like Elon Musk is like Tony Stark for real.
Well, I don't know that he has a suit yet, but
he could if he really wanted to.
If he really wanted to, he would have a suit, and I'm kind of disappointed that he doesn't.
He could be Iron Man for real.
Or Batman.
Well,
depends on if you're more DC or Marvel.
Dude, like,
most are Marvel at this point.
Like,
let's be real.
But also, like nobody really wants to be Batman. Everybody like if you had the choice to have Batman suit or Iron Man suit, what would you have? You'd say, dude, come on, you'd be able to fly. Really?
Well, I mean,
you'd be able to fly like a jet. Like you'd be able to keep up with jets.
Batman can fall gracefully.
Yeah, because he has like basically a parachute for a kid.
Right. Well, they've done the science, the math on that, and I don't know if it was the first or second one. I think it might have been the second one where he jumps on. No, the first one where he jumps on the Scarecrow, because the Scarecrow was the main bad. Well, I say quotes, main bad guy, the Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Because it was actually Ra's al Ghul, but he jumps down on their operations, and you're saying, well, if it's this weight and this amount of parachute for his cape, he would have died. You know. So in that case scenario, science says Iron Man wins.
Yeah. And also, you know, it's movies.
It's movies. You know, it's Hollywood. It was, you know.
Oh man, what were we talking about? SpaceX?
SpaceX. It's a real thing.
Yeah. God.
Science is real, people.
The tangents we go off on. All right. So
like it would have to burn more fuel to really kind of focus itself to get to a specific spot on land. Yeah. And again, with the water, it's more of a loose target where you can spend less fuel on the rocket and more fuel on the boat and be able to catch it.
Yep. We're getting there, but there's a lot of exciting stuff around space travel or space exploration that, you know, I mean, you and I probably won't live to see a lot of this. I mean,
I feel like we'll see people on Mars in our lifetime.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I would love to.
Right.
I think that's great. But also, it's also like people back in the 60s were like, yeah, we're going to see floating cities and stuff like the Jetsons. We're going to see the Jetsons by the year 2000.
Well, with people like Trump who have a big-ass head, nothing's going to be floating.
Wow. Or his head will be floating.
Right, exactly. Just his ego. But we're in some scary times right now.
Yeah. Yeah, Overlord Trump. Hail Overlord Trump.
I'm moving to Germany or Canada. Well, no, Canada won't be far enough away. I'm moving to Germany.
Yeah? Right.
Or Norway.
won't be too far behind you.
Well, I mean, you had to bring the kid with you, so.
Which kid? Wait, what? Deanna, you're not pregnant, right? No? Okay, we're good. No, she's
sure? That was...
Deanna, right?
There was a pause there.
Yeah, she says it's good. It's
good. there was some hesitation.
I had a heart attack for a second.
You did. Shoot.
Jeez. Oh my god. All right. Well, next on the list of news items.
Remember that one time when Marissa brought in a tiny little droid from Sphero that was modeled after the BB-8?
Yeah, I do, Jojo. Tell me more about it.
It was phenomenal. And of course I'm biased because it's orange, but it's a very emotive little device and fantastical, but what if, and just stay with me here.
Okay, okay. I'll try to stay with you.
I appreciate your efforts.
Okay, I'm trying.
Just stay with me here.
Let me hear it.
What if this little Sphero was your companion as you watch the movie?
No.
Totally.
Really?
So, what Sphero has done, they put out an update, which... really weird, coincided with the release of the Blu-ray disc came out last Tuesday.
Whoa, that's coincidence.
I know, so totally coincidence. You put BB-8 in his little Sphero docking station, and you use your phone. You connect this the Sphero, and populates the BB-8 information. You leave it on, and the microphone from your iPhone will see, or I guess hear, not see, with the movie as it goes along, and every scene that changes, BB-8 will actually react to.
Wow.
Exactly.
I love this.
And it's one of those things that Sphero was saying. It's like, well, that's one of the things we're doing now. But in the future, we can do more things. We're actually going to keep developing them and do more stuff and do more cool things and whatnot.
That's awesome that they've created this sort of technology for this little thing to react to. It's such a little thing,
right?
But it's these little things that help us immerse ourselves more and more into these stories
because it's so lifelike and so realistic and so emotive.
My question is like, why don't my dogs like Bailey and Finn? Why don't they react the same way BB-8 does whenever Kylo Ren comes on screen?
Bailey's loud. I feel like if you train Bailey, she will react if you want her to react.
Probably.
Finn, he's just his own.
No,
he's in his own world.
He's just like, love on me. Love on me.
Why aren't you petting me? What is this movie?
That's exactly right. But I saw this, the news about this. Everybody was talking about this when the movie came out on Blu-ray. I got my copy last Tuesday.
As did I.
Really exciting.
Seen it like 3 times already.
Yeah, pretty much. And we found this article in the Wall Street Journal, which we will share with you guys in the show notes, that kind of gives you guys a glimpse of how the robot reacts to the movie.
Yeah.
And this just makes me want to buy it even more. Right. The only reason I haven't bought it is because I know Bailey and Finn would destroy it if he was running around the floor. Like, Finn would have absolutely no problem going up to him and just eating him.
Yes, this would be no... I mean, he wouldn't even, like...
By the way, the Finn named after not only Finn from Adventure Time, but also Finn from The Force Awakens.
2187.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know.
We had a podcast, and it might have been our first or second episode, where we talked about whether or not it would be worth the value of spending the money on a Sphero. And I said at $150, I would definitively spend the money on a BB-8 Sphero.
Okay, so what to you, when you say $150, what defines like $150 that's totally worth it? Why would you do it?
So I've seen a lot of things, and I used to build models and paint models and whatnot, and I've seen things that go for like $80, $100, $120 for a large Death Star or a large Imperial cruiser, or Executor class Imperial cruiser, TIE Fighter, X-wing, all that fun stuff.
Right.
And those are models that the fun is in the building and painting of them, but once you're done, that's over. That's it. That's all. With the Sphero, yeah, it is a little more expensive, but it emotes. It follows you around. It does things. You can give it voice commands, and it will run away or interact with you. Or now it watches movies with you.
Right.
So,
there's multiple uses for it.
You've got Deanna, Finn, and Bailey. I don't have anybody, so I have a BB-8.
Oh, you guys.
It's not sad. It's not sad. It's not sad. Just gonna go on Dragon Fruit real quick. It's all good. So, but I'll have BB-8 with me.
Opening another beer.
Opening another beer.
All right. Do you want another one?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Opening another beer.
Well, so these mugs have like a water lining on them, so that throws off how much.
Yeah.
I can't accurately.
You can't
tell how much beer is inside of this.
We have these mugs that I had in my freezer, and it's like those mugs where you put them in the freezer and they kind of
freeze.
Yeah, it has some kind of liquid in them, like around the glass that freezes it doesn't actually get into the beer or whatever.
Right.
But it just helps make warm beer cold.
Right.
So we just got this beer. It was sitting on a shelf, not refrigerated, so we got these mugs out.
Definitely.
And they work. They work great, but
fantastically.
Now they're not cold anymore, so we're just going to drink them out of the bottle.
The issue is that there's a level of liquid on the outside of the glass, and there's a level of liquid on the inside of the glass, and I could not accurately tell how much beer I had left. So...
Life's hard.
I know. So it's first world
What were we talking about? Oh, how Jojo's really lonely.
Lonely. I'm so lonely.
All right. Does anybody want to go watch Star Wars with Jojo?
I have a projector.
Okay, so if you want to go watch Star Wars with Jojo, email us geek30podcast@gmail.com.
I'll bring beer.
We'll take donations.
We'll bring a growler or something.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
We should have movie night.
We should have movie night.
That'd be great.
I mean, you say movie night, but we should have Star Wars night. Let's be real.
Just like what'd be great is that by the time Rogue One comes out, the Han Solo story comes out, the Boba Fett, the what is it? Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like all these anthology movies come out.
Right.
Watch everything in order.
Machete order or actual order?
Actual order. So we'll drink really heavily through episode 1. And then
and we'll just imagine the rest, because you really have to drink a lot for episode 1.
So we'll drink really heavily about 3 hours before watching episode 1, so that by the time episode 1 finishes, we're coming off.
Well, no, by the time episode 1 starts, Jojo will be Ray Charles.
That's true.
Or Stevie Wonder.
So who missed maybe last episode? Did we talk about this last episode?
Was it last episode or one before?
When Jojo has 3 stages of drunk.
Right.
What's the first stage?
Boop.
Boop. So Jojo will. This is the boop stage. Jojo will headbutt you and say boop. Okay. What's phase 2?
Drink.
Yeah, Jojo doesn't refer to himself as drunk. He refers to himself as drank. Phase 3
it might be in third person at that point.
Phase 3 is the Ray Charles or the Stevie Wonder phase, where he'll just be standing there. You'll be talking to him, and then he's just like kind of
he's in his own world.
Yeah, he's just kind of like, you know how Ray Charles would kind of bob his head back and forth, like to the right and then to the left, and then kind of look up as he's not look. That's
Stevie
terrible.
Wonder. Actually,
he would look up. Okay, Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
Either of them, like they'd be playing the piano and singing, and like they'd be kind of like going to the right and then to the left and then to the right.
Stamp delivered. I'm yours.
Yeah. So they would do that. That's what Jojo does when he's at stage 3, and that's like mission critical.
Danger. Yeah. Will Robinson.
That's like Alex has to carry Jojo up 3 flights of stairs.
That's only 2.
Okay.
Where did that third flight come from?
Well, okay, I'm sorry. Two
and that last step doesn't count.
It totally freaking does.
The last step I had that last step. It was,
God. So
that was good there.
Whoever wants to watch a Star Wars movie with Jojo since he's all alone,
I will bring more than one growler.
And we'll put BB-8 in front. We'll program him to react to Star Wars Episode 7.
Yeah.
Email us geek30podcast@gmail.com. Help us help Jojo. Guys, help me help Jojo. Help me help Jojo.
It's just beer. Just beer.
Just beer. And company.
Or rum.
Rum's good too.
Rum's also a good thing.
Jojo's Puerto Rican.
No, I would never guess that.
No. So so while I'm Cuban and the flag is oriented the right way with the color scheme.
No, you're inverted.
Jojo's people have it incorrect and inverted the wrong way.
No, we have it correctly.
No, you're wrong. So
mine's look more like the American flag because we are the American
just bring
people.
him rum because Bacardi, when they left Cuba and went to Puerto Rico.
Why did they leave Cuba though?
Well, because Fidel Castro, motherfucker.
Exactly. Exactly. They went to the land of promise. They left.
Yeah. Oh, I don't blame them. Screw that.
I know it was in like 1972. Not a big deal.
Not
it was like $1.8 million in assets. It's not a big deal. Whatever.
What were you talking about? BB-8.
Some of it's made in Mexico. You know that, right?
What is?
A lot of it's made in Puerto Rico, but some of them rum is made in Mexico.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's new.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I know a little bit about Bacardi.
All I know is that my parents went to Puerto Rico with my sister.
Uh-huh. Without you?
Yeah, because I'm married and shit, and I have my own life. And
Deanna.
Yeah, we're not that lucky anymore. So we make our own money, so we can't go to Puerto Rico with them.
Gosh darn it.
They went to the Bacardi factory,
mm-hmm.
and they're in Puerto Rico, and they loved it. They said it was really cool.
Oh, yeah,
they brought me a shirt back.
Just a shirt. That's all you got.
Just a shirt. They didn't bring any rum or anything. They brought a freaking shirt.
I go there with like an extra bag so I can bring rum back.
It doesn't fit me anymore because I've been working out and it's too small. So I can't even wear the said shirt anymore.
So you can wear it for little champs then?
Yeah, I could. It could be nice and tight. Anyway. All right, BB-8 makes so
it fit Ken when he was in elementary school.
Yeah, it fit Ken when he was 8 years old. So BB-8 interacts with the Force Awakens. So if you guys have BB-8 and you guys have tried this with the Force Awakens, let us know. I would love to hear about this. I'm still thinking if I should buy this thing or not. I'm
still
kind of
buy
tempted
it,
to buy
definitely.
it.
I'm wondering if they're going to put out an update where it reacts to all movies, not just
Ooh, that'd be really cool.
I mean, it makes sense that...
But they've talked about in this article in the Wall Street Journal about how Sphero has more plans for this in the future.
Exactly.
They said it that broadly, so maybe they're going to come out with something more than just BB-8. What if they come out? What if there's more droids that we're going to see in episode 8 and 9?
It's Sphero, so I don't expect them to bring out like a C-3PO or an R2-D2 unit. But to have an R2-D2 unit companion as you watch episodes, 4 through 6.
What about
or 1 through 3?
like a life-size R2-D2?
Oh, I mean, anybody can build one now at this point.
But what if it was like Sphero made and they were like, this will interact with every single Star Wars movie you watch. This will also act as a beer fridge.
I've already spent the money on that, but
the beer fridge? What?
I wouldn't even be a question.
Did you buy the beer fridge?
No, but I would spend the money on the. There's if R2-D2 came out, the beer fridge is not a.
There's an R2-D2 beer fridge, by the way.
I remember that. That only has like 2 or 3 beers at a time, like cans,
okay,
right?
But you know what? When you're watching one episode of
Like,
Star
if
Wars and you're
R2D2
drinking
brings
more
me
than
beer,
like a
that's
few,
fantastic.
if you're drinking more than just a few beers during a Star Wars movie, something's wrong with you. You got to go to like
episode 1.
Okay, fair enough. Sorry. Sorry, everybody.
We're just
Sorry.
talking about that.
Sorry. Jeez.
I mean, so even in episode 7, the R2D2 unit that they had in there wasn't by the original makers. It was actually by a fan group that built an R2D2, and the director. So when George Lucas sold Star Wars to Disney, he brought in a director to oversee the Star Wars franchise for him. And she saw a group make an R2D2 unit at a Comic-Con. I don't remember if it's San Diego or if it's another Comic-Con or whatever. And they were so impressed by this group that they had them they brought that group in to build an R2D2 for the movie. So it wasn't Sphero, but it's not saying that it couldn't be done.
True. True. Hey, possibilities are endless.
Exactly.
Oh, technology. Oh, God, it's going to be a good, decade. We're going to have, a lot of Star Wars content.
I need an
out.
Apple beard fridge.
It'd be really good. But, I mean, that's it for the news.
Yeah.
I would love to, we'd love to hear your all's thoughts. If you'd love to contribute to the conversation, or if you guys have any thoughts, geek30podcast@gmail.com. We would be happy to talk about that. And also, just a reminder, give us a 5-star rating on iTunes. I would love to give a shout out to Matt Fights Bears. Said, since day one, Alex and Jojo have made me feel like I'm in their circle of best friends with their inviting demeanor and witty banter. It's like we're all sitting in the same room together, enjoying beers and talking about all the things we enjoy the most. Truly one of my favorite podcasts right now, and it's always a treat when a new episode is released. Thanks for the work, my friends. Thank you, Matt Fights Bears.
Well, Matt, this one is for you.
Yep. Cheers. So thank you for your feedback. Again, be like Matt. Leave us a 5-star rating.
Be awesome.
Yeah, be awesome.
Be
leave
awesome
us a review. Love to give you a shout out on the show as well. We're up to 37 5-star reviews.
That's crazy.
On iTunes, which is great because we've only been doing this since August, September of 2015. We're not even.
It's one a week.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So shout out to the Geek 30 audience. Thank you so much for the awesome support that you guys give to us. We want to keep creating great content for you. We have awesome content, more great content coming from a Lost Levels perspective.
Let us know what you would like as far as content goes. Not only content for outside of Geek 30, but within Geek 30. What topics do you want us to talk about?
Yeah, we would love to take that.
And we're always taking
feedback.
beer reviews.
Oh yeah, and if you want to talk about whatever beers that we should try, what we should drink, that's one of the reasons why we do this, is to have an excuse to try new beers that we never tried, like this one.
Right.
From Southern Tier. So, but with that, Jojo, why don't we talk a little bit about where people can reach us?
Well, so we've mentioned the email a couple of times, and that is geek30podcast@gmail.com, and 30 is spelled out. So geek30podcast@gmail.com. You can also leave us a voicemail at 443-424-3350. We are on Twitter at Geek30, or you can find us on Facebook or YouTube by searching Geek30 Happy Hour.
That is exactly right. You can also find our website, www.geek30.com. Spell out the word 30. All of our episodes are up there. And again, give us a 5-star rating on iTunes or your favorite podcatcher, whatever it takes. We're trying to get the word out about this podcast. We've had tremendous success, and a lot of that is due to you guys.
Thank you so much.
And the awesome support that you give us. So again, a special thank you to Southern Tier for the great beer that we had. Looking forward to finishing off this bottle that we just.
Lemon there. It
you tasted it, right?
There's a little bit of lemon.
It's pretty nice. And again, a thank you to you guys for listening. We'll see you next time.
Thank you so much for nerding out with us.
See ya.